Rep range. You walk into any gym and then he shows up. 60-something years old, arms like old tree trunks.
Listen, lightweight, high reps, you to tone. Heavyweight, low reps, you to grow.
It's the first thing beginners get told. Millions of people train for years based on that. It's wrong. Completely wrong. Muscle doesn't have a toning mode. It doesn't know the difference between 12 reps and 5. What it responds to is tension, mechanical stress, not the number you log in your app. The science is clear. You grow across any rep range, from 5 all the way to 30, as long as you take your sets close to failure and apply progressive overload over time. Studies found no significant difference in hypertrophy between heavy and light training when volume was equated. The only difference is what comes with it. Low reps build maximal strength. High reps build muscular endurance. Neither builds a leaner version of a muscle. Train in whatever rep range you can push hardest. That's the one that works. Spot reduce fat. You know the image. People doing crunches, nose 2 inches from their knees, sweat dripping upward. That grunt of effort everyone pretends not to hear. 1,000 crunches every single day. The logic sounds reasonable. Work the muscle. The fat above it burns off. Makes sense. It doesn't work. Your body burns fat from wherever it decides, not from wherever you are. Genetics, hormones, sex, total caloric deficit, not the muscle that's contracting underneath. The fat cell above your abs has no special relationship with the muscle below it. They're independent systems. Completely. You can do 1,000 crunches every day for a year. The muscle underneath will get stronger. The fat on top won't even know you exist. The only way to lose fat in a specific area is to lose fat everywhere. And genetics decides which areas go last. You don't get to choose that. You never did. Heavy weights cause injury. You walk past the 200-pound barbell looking sideways at it, like it's a loose dog on the street. Someone, a trainer, a doctor, a gym bro, planted the idea in your head that heavy weight is dangerous, that the barbell would break you, that you weren't built for that. So you stayed with the 30-pound dumbbell. The science says the opposite. Progressive strength training, done with proper technique, reduces injury risk over time. It strengthens tendons, increases bone density, reinforces joint stability, builds the connective tissue that protects your body in everyday life. Resistance training reduces sports injuries by up to 50%. You read that right. What causes injuries isn't the weight, it's ego lifting without technique. That bicep curl where you're using more back than biceps. Bad form at any weight will hurt you. Trying to lift more than your body is adapted to, skipping progressive loading, training through pain, those cause injuries. The weight itself, neutral. Elite powerlifters and strongmen, athletes who load their bodies with weights most people will never touch, have lower injury rates than most other sports. Weight doesn't hurt you. Ego hurts you. Ego with weight. That hurts a lot. Progressive overload, good technique, and stop being afraid of the bar. Pump and soreness. You left the gym with your arms so pumped your sleeves were tight. You get home, your girlfriend leaves. You grab your fork at dinner and flex without meaning to. And then you wake up the next morning, exactly the same, because pump fades like that, and as temporary as a bathroom line at a concert. Pump is a temporary increase in blood flow and fluid in the muscle during training, like Arnold said.
I get the feeling of coming in the gym, I'm getting the feeling of coming at home, I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up.
It feels amazing. It looks incredible in the mirror, and it disappears within hours, leaving zero permanent structural change behind. It plays a minor role in hypertrophy signaling. Almost no direct correlation with how much muscle you're actually building that session. Soreness? That's a sign of mechanical damage to the muscle fibers. Peaks between 24 and 72 hours after training. You know exactly what I'm talking about if you've ever come back after a long break and couldn't walk for a week after the leg day. It's a measure of novelty and damage, not of productive stimulus. An advanced athlete can have the most perfectly optimized session of their life. Ideal volume, ideal intensity, ideal execution, and wake up feeling completely fine the next morning. No pump, no soreness, maximum stimulus. The feeling isn't the measurement, the adaptation is. Anabolic window. You finish your last set. The clock starts in your head. 30 minutes, maybe less. You have to get that protein shake. or the whole workout goes to waste. The gains evaporate. The session was pointless. Guys choking down powder in the parking lot like it's medicine. This was accepted as fact for decades. It isn't. The anabolic window kind of exists, but it's measured in hours, not minutes. The protein from your pre-workout meal is still being digested, absorbed, circulating through your bloodstream when you finish training. It didn't disappear because you put the bar down. And here's something most people miss. Carbohydrates matter more for restoring glycogen after the session. Protein you need throughout the day, not crammed into that 30-minute window. The muscle building process continues for up to 48 hours after you leave the gym. What actually drives muscle growth is your total daily protein intake, not the timing of a post-workout shake. The shake right after doesn't hurt. Missing it by an hour isn't costing you a single gram of muscle. Stop watching the clock. Start counting your daily grams. More sets, more muscle. You hit a plateau, so you add a set, then another exercise, then a fourth day, then a fifth. Because more has to be the answer. It always has to be more. Until your joints start talking back. Every muscle has a ceiling. A point where extra sets stop building anything and start just breaking you down. Fatigue piles up, your performance drops, you show up to the next session already in a hole, and you dig deeper. I've seen guys doing 40 sets per muscle group a week wondering why they look the same as 2 years ago. Training twice a day, proud of the volume, destroyed by the volume. The research backs this up. More volume builds more muscle, but only up to the point your body can actually recover from. Past that, you're not stimulating growth, you're accumulating debt. The athletes who train the most aren't always the ones who grow the most. Sometimes they're just the most tired. Find the minimum effective dose, the least amount of work that still drives adaptation, then add more only when that stops working. Cardio kills your gains. The myth that built a generation of bodybuilders who refused to run, who avoided the treadmill like it was debt, who treated any cardiovascular work as an enemy of muscle. The truth is more complicated and more useful. Excessive cardio, high frequency, long duration, performed immediately before or after resistance training, can interfere with muscle protein synthesis. This is documented. It's called the interference effect, and it's real when the conditions are extreme. But moderate cardio, 2 to 3 sessions per week, has no meaningful negative impact on hypertrophy. Cardiovascular fitness improves nutrient delivery, increases training capacity, accelerates recovery between sessions. The biggest mass monsters in history, Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates, used cardio deliberately as a tool, not an enemy. It's not the cardio that kills gains. It's excessive volume, poor timing, and insufficient calories to replace the expenditure. Use it, control it, don't fear it. You only grow with steroids. The easiest excuse, the most convenient myth. When someone carries more muscle than feels explainable, steroids. When progress seems faster than seems fair, steroids. When the effort required becomes uncomfortable to imagine, steroids. The answer that removes all personal responsibility from the equation. The upper limit of natural muscle development is higher than most people allow themselves to believe. Are steroids